When we talk about Thailand, we think that Thailand is a land of smiles. Thailand is lying in the southeastern part of Asia between Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos. It has two important water sources, like the Gulf of Thailand toward the south and Andaman Sea to the west. Thailand has a cultivated culture strongly influenced by India and China. So no wonder Thailand appears to have a very big variety of culture that seem to be exotic yet are really tightly blended into its own Thai culture. A good example of this thing is the Thai food. Thai cuisine has many variations because it has received influence from its neighboring countries like India and China. Thai food has a strong savory taste with a combination of spicy, salty, and sweet.
Mm, That's right. I think Thai food is definitely on the top of my favorite cuisines. However, in today's discussion, we want to dive deeper into the idea of the small cultures, right? We want to discuss the Thai communication styles, the language symbols, cultural norms, and how us Thais behave.
The reason we chose Thai culture as our topic is because Thai culture is extraordinary in its own way due to the fact that Thailand is home for many ethnicities which have various cultural identity, and much of those stem from the ethnic Thai people, blended with a concept of Buddhism and Hinduism, also a creation of Theravada Buddhism, which influence a lot of Thai belief and tradition. For example, we often notice that Thai people worship God for many different origins, from the Buddha to various Hindu and Chinese gods. Even so, traditional culture coexist with this exotic one and blend into a cultural identity unique to Thai. The fact that the Thai culture and norm appear to be strong also makes the subject particularly interesting to investigate, and it seems obvious that the culture and norm in Thai are deeply rooted in the Thai
Mm,
people mind and heart.
Mm.
mm,
Yes, Thai
right.
culture has a
That's really
very
interesting.
unique, interesting background. Oh, I found some interesting article from a club unique. It's a home for its home resort business that targets foreigners in Thailand. They come up with an article advise foreigners the do's and don'ts that uh, combine with Thai culture for they to stay in Thailand. Okay, first let me show you what they say. First, do not touch the head. It is considered important you do not touch a Thai person head or ruffle with their hair.
The reason behind this is because it is a Thai belief that the head is the scared part of the body, since it is the highest part of individual and should not be touched without permission.
Mm,
I agree with that. The second one is Thai people always take off their shoes. In Thailand, is the feet. They consider feet as the farthest part from the head, and from that, they consider feet a dirty part of the body. So they always take off their shoes.
In contrary to in contrary to the highest part of the body like head, feet are considered the dirtiest part of the body. So Thai are usually take off their shoe when when Thai enter some place like relative house, temple, or even a school to show their respect.
Mm. And so I will continue with my example. Third one is to keep yourself cool. In Thailand, they usually say the word giant yen in many situations. This means to tell other people and ourselves to keep a cool heart instead of a rush with temper, not temper, in many situations. Another thing is when you pass to other people, you may ducking your head down like this to show respect, or when you need to apologize to them or for your interruption. Last thing is, Thai people do not point finger at any person. Pointing is a no-no in Thailand. The person you point at, they may think you are so offensive behavior that you point at them. Um, I'm sure that Thais are very pretty familiar with this concept, whether they are consequently thinking about them or not. So if you have some foreign friends or colleagues, be sure to share these ideas with them.